large-scale companies just have to do this. Okay? So I'm sure there's talks about on MongoDB later on, and in general NoSQL solutions. They will talk about similar issues as well. Okay, so how does this manifest itself? Hey, finally some Python into it. Okay, how does this manifest itself then in our service? So remember I said that the key goal is that we want to hide all of this from our developer. And we want to let our LiveOps team to be able to just add and remove shards at any time. Alright? So what we do is in our DB access layer, we have two things. Alright? First of all, we have a mapping between the service and the shards on that service. And we also have a mapping between the service and the slaves for that service. Okay? So here we have storage on the left, which has its masters and slaves. And we have multiple masters, each for shards. And for matchmaking, we have our masters and slaves, and again, we have multiple shards and multiple slaves. Okay? What we also have, which is really, really cool, is that we have pluggable sharding functions as well. Okay? So I talked a bit about how we evenly distribute storage. So we see our sharding function for storage is just the file ID mod the number of shards that we have. And that guarantees that everything will be evenly distributed over multiple shards. But for matchmaking, we want to run ad hoc queries. So we don't want to be sending out a query across all shards to find all games of specific game type. So what we might do in there is shard by game type. And we say that all game types with an ID between 0 and 10 will go onto one shard, and all game types with an ID between 10 and 20 will go on another shard. Okay? So that's really, really cool there, is that we're not really tied to one style of sharding, and we can just plug in different sharding functions. And so, for example, after launch, we find that game ID type 10 is really, really popular. So it has to be on its own shard. We can just